Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks for being here. Thanks for a great event to the DCC team. So my name is Antoine Barre, and what I'd like to do is briefly share with you the trends that we're seeing in the market from a regional perspective, the vision that we have as far as the consumer market and the consumer IT market in a broader perspective is evolving. And then finally, I'd like to focus a little bit on the strategy that we have as HP from a retail go-to-market perspective. Let me just kick it off by sharing with you some of the latest information from calendar Q1 from an IDC perspective. You can see on the chart there the very strong performance from the HP team in terms of market share, up to close to 20% in calendar Q1 and continuing to grow. I'd like to take this opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to really thank you very much for the strong partnership that HP has with all of you, and I'd like to also extend a big round of applause to all the retailers in the room. Thank you very much. But it's not over. I think we have huge opportunities ahead of us, as highlighted by the presentations before me. I think that we have the world in front of us, and I'd like for us to continue to win together. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to do in the PC business. There's also a lot to do in the new areas from a consumer category point of view. And on this chart here, you can see that on a worldwide basis, 2011 is going to be a milestone year because the shipments of smartphones and tablets is going to exceed the shipment of PCs. So look at the year 2011. The environment is changing, and we need to make sure that we address it together. What that means is that the connected devices that our customers, the consumers, are using out there are changing. In order for them to access information, to exchange information, to watch these thousands of years of videos that my colleague from Intel was referring to earlier on, they're using different types of devices. And on this slide here, you can see the size of the market on a worldwide basis that is open for us to address. It's over $150 billion. You can see also that HP is playing a leading role on the PC side with approximately 21.5% market share on a worldwide basis. I'm sure you'll be aware of the acquisition that HP did last year of Palm and the WebOS in particular. And you're going to see HP extend its presence from a device perspective to the tablet market and to the smartphone market. Why? Because the vision that we have is that cloud computing, which was a buzzword, frankly, in the enterprise environment, is actually embodying itself more on the consumer side. We're seeing people access information remotely all the time. We're seeing people exchange when they're on the road. We're seeing all of this happen on the consumer side actually much faster than it is happening on the enterprise side. We're seeing people print remotely from their phones. We're seeing basically a distributed environment. That means that it's not going to be about having only one device. It's going to be about having access to all of your information from a multiple series of devices. And cloud computing is really becoming a reality from a consumer perspective. Now, what are we doing about that? We believe that, and it was mentioned by some of the previous speakers, the key to success for all of us in this industry is to make sure that we deliver the best customer experience. And in order to deliver the best customer experience, we've developed a retail strategy that's focused on three pillars. On the portfolio, the product offering that we have. HP's putting a lot of focus on having innovative products. We partner with the key players in the industry. Intel is obviously one of the key players that we partner with to have the most innovative lineup of products. We also think that optimizing the value that we're providing to the end user is one of our key charters. And that means that it's not about moving low-end boxes, it's about offering higher end and richer configurations that enable more from a consumer perspective. And attach, it was mentioned earlier, there's lots of opportunities to provide lots of attach to provide a better experience. From a sales perspective, you're going to see us continue to expand the retail sales coverage that we have. Just to give you an idea, right now in the Middle East region, HP has approximately 220 promoters in lots of your stores, and we're going to continue to expand from that perspective. Our objective is to generate stronger traffic. You're going to also see us continue to make more visible to the end users the potential that they have. What experience can they actually realize with the devices, the solutions, the software, the applications that are made available to them? It is our job, we think, together with you retailers, to make it visible to the consumers. To make sure that we execute on that, you're going to continue to see very strong marketing activities from HP, and I'll share some of that in a minute. One thing I'd like to highlight from a product perspective. We announced a partnership about 1 year ago with Beats, which is leading provider of music technology. And we're integrating Beats audio into more and more of our product offering, both on the laptops and on the notebooks. It's really becoming a very, very strong appealing factor for customers, and we're really seeing that back to the usage of the devices. And I was actually happy to see on the Intel presentation the slide where you had somebody listening to music on their laptops. That's becoming one of the differentiating factors. Right now, Beats Technology and HP are two very powerful brands that enable us to differentiate. And when I say us, it's the retailers and HP in the market. It also enables us to reach higher average unit prices and attract more customers to your stores. From a communication and marketing perspective, you will see us continue to communicate about lifestyle, about experience. In the end, it's what do you do with your devices? How does that change your life? And we've had a very successful campaign that we're going to continue to implement throughout 2011 to make sure that consumers understand the capabilities that are made available to them. These are just a couple of examples that we have executed with some of you in Dubai. It's not about the speeds and feeds, it's about what does that device, what does that smartphone, what does that notebook, what does that netbook mean when people look at you. It has a huge influence. And you'd be actually amazed to see what we hear from the surveys we do with lots of the youth generation on the status that their device represents. So in conclusion, what I would like to leave you with is that from an HP perspective, we continue to be relentlessly focused on providing the most compelling IT product lineup. We want to make sure that we deliver to you the best demand, the best traffic generation campaigns, and execute with excellent in-store experience. Our objective at HP is to make sure that we maximize the retailer's sales and profit today and tomorrow. I'd like to thank you for your attention.